Good morning. I'm Karen Boardman, the Children's Director here at Enid Public Library, and today we are here to visit with you about 1,000 books before kindergarten. And I have my friends with me. This is Kari, and this is her daughter, Gwen. And so we're going to be talking to them about their experience with 1,000 books before kindergarten. I want to explain a little bit about the program before we start. When you enroll in 1,000 books before kindergarten, we give you a packet, and basically the program is to encourage you to read to your children, to form bonds, to give examples of language, how language happens in reading, and to form relationships with your children at an early age, to make them appreciate literature and books. So when you enroll, we give you this packet. It has a free book, and then it kind of explains the program, and it explains our incentives. We also have for you a sheet where you record your books. So every 100 you bring those back to the library, and we have different incentives for those. And you get a new sheet to start on. We also have a sheet that has books that your child should read before kindergarten. All these books are present here in the library, so you probably took advantage of some of these.
Yes.
We have a copy of each of these. You do not have to read these books. You can read books from home, or you can read the same book over and over and over and just write it on your sheet. You know, research shows that children who are read to are better readers when they get to kindergarten and pre-K, so that's really what we're about, is forming lifelong readers. So, Kari, I had a few questions since you participated in the program, not only once, but twice. She has participated in the program, and so I kind of wanted to ask you a few questions. How do you think this program benefited you and your children?
I think it helped from a very young age to instill that love of reading for my girls.
And did you read from when Gwen started? She was very, very young, right?
Yeah, she started the program at 1 year old.
Started the program at 1 year old. So I'm going to talk about Gwen in just a minute. But how did you attack when someone says to you, I want you to read 1,000 books, and you're like, 1,000 books to my child? How did you attack them?
You know, it seems very overwhelming when you first hear that number, but it's finding those little times to read. So if we were in a waiting room, we would pick up a book and read it. If she was eating, I'd pick up a book and read to her. And we read every single night, and that really helps add up very fast.
And so you just utilize your time, and also if you attend story time at the library, you can count those books, or story time at Chick-fil-A, or any time that you're being read to, you can count any of those books. So that's great. Approximately how long did it take for you and Gwen to meet this goal?
Well, for her, it took us 4 months.
4 months to read 1,000 books. Okay.
So we got through it pretty fast, and with my second daughter, it took us 8 months. So
4 months and 8 months. And so with the third child, we're going to get that third child enrolled maybe in about a year. And with that third child, maybe it's going to take a little longer. But that's the beauty of this program. It's strictly a self-paced program. All that we're asking is that you do that before kindergarten.
Yes.
So what is the best memory you can remember from participating in this program?
I think it was seeing how proud my girls were of themselves when we would turn in the pages and get the next page for the next 100 books.
And Gwen, what was one of your favorite books? What was one of your favorite memories that Mama read to you?
Billy Adventure book.
The Billy Adventure books? Do you remember what those are about?
Having adventures.
Having what?
Adventures.
Having adventures?
Having adventures?
What kind of adventures does Billy go on?
You go to the moon adventures, country adventures.
Yeah, she does an outer space adventure. And she has a bakery.
Is she getting ready to go to preschool?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting ready to go to school someday too, so that worked out perfect. The Billy Adventure books, those are Usborne books, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, those are. Those are that kind of books. Kari, when you think about other parents that are getting ready to take part in this program, what advice would you give to them?
Just take your time. You don't need to be overwhelmed by the number, and you'll get to it. Just find those little times to read, and find time to spend that quality one-on-one time with your children and 100% focused on them.
You know, one of my favorite things, Gwen, that I see in the library is parents who participate in 1,000 books before kindergarten. When they come into the library, I see them sitting. I see them reading in the spaceship. I see them reading in the gingerbread house with their kids. So I think that it really does instill a love for learning within your child and a love for reading. So today, Gwen, I want to point out that Gwen started, and her mom said it took her 4 months. Gwen was our first graduate. Congratulations. Did you know you were our first graduate?
Yeah.
And Gwen's picture is always going to be on our wall. So once you read 1,000 pictures, you know all those pictures on our wall? We have 12 pictures at a time, and we take them down and we put new ones up. We're not ever going to take yours down. We're always going to leave yours up there because you are our first, and I am so proud of you. So we have 1,000 book finisher wall, and that's a great place. Isn't that a great place? You see it every time you come in, don't you?
Every time she goes and looks at it.
Every time you go and look at it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a copy of this picture and give to you so you can take home, okay? A copy of it so you can take home. So we'd like to encourage everyone to be a part of our 1,000 book program, 1,000 books before kindergarten, Enid Public Library. You can come in at any time and enroll in that. Gwen, why don't we just read a book together, okay? We're going to fade out and we're just going to look at this book called You Are Not Small.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm not small.
You're not small. Can you look at Michael and say, join us in 1,000 books before kindergarten.
Join us in 1,000 books before kindergarten.
Thank you. Good job.